Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for another edition of your SmackDown Live reviews. This is your official SmackDown Live review for the date of October 24th, 2017. And I mean, if you want the definition of a nothing show, you got exactly that here tonight. As awful as Monday Night Raw was last night, and it was exactly that, awful, as terrible as that show was, make sure to go check out the review for that up on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel right now for your viewing pleasure. I have a lot of stuff to talk about on that show. Here, it's quite the opposite. As terrible as Raw is, at least there were some newsworthy events on that show. At least at the end of the night, there's something to talk about. At least all the children in school would be able to tap their buddy on the back during math class and say, "Hey, did you see Raw last night? Did you see what happened?" At least you'd be able to talk to your coworker at work and say, "Saw what happened on Raw last night? That was pretty bullshit." At least you'd be able to do that. But here tonight on SmackDown Live, you'd say, "Saw what happened on SmackDown Live last night?" "Well, nothing happened on SmackDown Live last night." You move on with your day, and there's no interesting conversation. There's no complaints. There's no nothing. Because that's what this was, a nothing show. Wasn't a bad show. Wasn't a good show. It was just nothing. It was there. It was bleh. And I mean, following up on what you did last night with the Survivor Series build, right? You're really going super lightning quick on Monday Night Raw by the snap of a finger, as you're hearing there. By the snap of a finger on Raw, and on SmackDown Live, you're taking it at a smaller pace. And you know what? I like the way SmackDown Live is doing it a lot better, taking it week by week. But there's a dilemma there, because first of all, you only have 4 weeks going into the Survivor Series. And the second dilemma there is that your WWE champion is Jinder Mahal. So with Jinder Mahal as your WWE champion, by default, your show is being dragged down. When I saw Jinder Mahal on my television here tonight, the show was dragged down. So whatever the main picture is, besides this Survivor Series stuff, if that's being taken slow, at least you have a championship picture or a main event picture to rely on. But you can't even rely on that, because Jinder Mahal is your WWE champion, and all you're going to find in that main event picture is coma-inducing garbage from Jinder Mahal. That's all you are going to find. So this show, by default going into the next couple weeks, is going to be unexciting garbage. And that's exactly what it's been. So I mean, really, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. At least Monday Night Raw is eventful garbage. This is uneventful garbage. Anyway, SmackDown Live here tonight, I mean, had Randy Orton versus SAMI ZAYN. That was a good match. You had a lot of good to mediocre, and mediocre doesn't fly here. We do not settle for mediocrity right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And then you had that dose of bad, because of course, Michael Cole's still on commentary. Why? Why is Michael Cole, who is the lead commentator for Monday Night Raw, commentating for SmackDown Live? You couldn't have brought Mauro Ronaldo from NXT to SmackDown Live for a couple weeks. You couldn't have had JR fly into SmackDown Live and take the role of lead commentator. You need Michael Cole to fill in for Monday Night Raw. And that's a nitpick to me, but at the same time, it's devaluing the brand split. It is slowly but surely devaluing the brand split. It really, really is. Anyways, I mean, just an uneventful show here tonight. Really nothing too crazy here. You had yet another fatal five-way with the SmackDown women. How many times, first of all, are we going to see a fatal five-way on SmackDown Live? Second of all, how many times are we going to see a fatal five-way involving the same exact combination of women? It is ridiculous. Each and every single time you have a fatal five-way, it is Charlotte, it is Becky, it is Tamina, it is fucking Naomi, and it is Carmella. That's the same thing each and every single week. Goddamn, didn't we see this to determine a number one contender going into the Hell in a Cell women's matchup? It was the same exact fatal five-way. It is ridiculous. Oh my, this show, bro. This show. On top of that, you had the New Day versus Gable and Benjamin. You would expect that to be a good match, but only getting 8 minutes with a commercial break slotted right in between, we didn't see shit from those two teams. The New Day last 30 minutes inside a Hell in a Cell with the Usos, yet the fashion that they were beaten in here tonight really doesn't add up to that, bro. We will talk about that. On top of that, you had Shane McMahon addressing what he did on Monday Night Raw last night, giving some sort of explanation. Still doesn't justify to me why we were seeing this here tonight, why SmackDown Live had to attack Monday Night Raw. It really still doesn't make sense to me, but again, we will talk about that. Before we do talk about that, however, let's talk about the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel and all the content that you can go check out on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, because there is so much other content besides this video that you are watching right here on top of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live reviews. Each and every single Saturday you have Behind the Mic right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. On top of that, we had a pay-per-view on Sunday under the name of TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. We were reviewing that show on Sunday. Make sure to go check out the review for that. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, and the in-ring return of Kurt Angle in that Shields 3-on-5 handicap match. We're talking about that one on Sunday. Big week. We also had preview and predictions for pay-per-views. We have preview and predictions every time a pay-per-view is coming up. NXT takeovers are reviewed on this channel. We do preview and predictions for those NXT takeovers. We do breaking news stories each and every single Wednesday. WWE 2K18 My Career, which I can guarantee you, this is a guaranteed, that tomorrow My Career Mode episode 3 will be up on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. That is Wednesday. We uploaded on Monday and Wednesday last week, so you can of course go check out episodes 1 and 2 if you haven't done so already, and of course all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. There's a whole slew of content for you to go check out, over 250 videos for you to go check out. Top 10s, Mae Young Classic coverage, WWE 2K17 if you want to go that far back to last year, My Career Mode for that. All that amazing stuff, we've done it. And of course, if you did not check that out, make sure to go do so. Links to the top 10, or the last 10 I should say, last 10 videos on the channel are in the description down below, and they all have links to those videos. So that is just one reason to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling channel. The other reason is that you're going to get everything regarding the WWE. If you're not even watching the WWE, all you need to do is subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. The videos, the reviews will be straight in your subscription box. You click on that notification bell, you'll get notifications right on your mobile device. If you haven't subscribed yet, I honestly do not know what you are waiting for, because there's so much content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Everything regarding the WWE, and of course, so much more. So Make sure to go check out all the other content. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like. And make sure to comment what you thought of SmackDown Live here tonight. For now, we're going to go straight into this review. And the show starts off, we were in Milwaukee, Wisconsin here tonight. The show started with Shane McMahon, who got big Shane O'Mac chants, with Shane saying that over the past several weeks, he's had to go through intense physical rehab, but he's back in charge. That got welcome back chants. He says that Survivor Series is the only pay-per-view where Raw versus SmackDown is allowed. Shane said that he's always learned in life that when you're going to get in a fight, it's always best to strike first. And when Kurt Angle called to ask for an attraction against the Demon, it all hit him. Angle asked for AJ, not just at TLC, but at Raw for an extra night as well. And when Shane went into Kurt's office last night, and Angle had the audacity to insult the SmackDown Live roster, pretty much saying that they were lesser than the Raw roster and that they really didn't stand a chance, that got into Shane's head. That built up a lot of animosity between Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live that built up to the end of the night. So that was the nail in the coffin, and bada boom shakalaka, what happened on that show happened. Sami Zayn, of course, came out. Sami Zayn is so fantastic as a heel. He's really starting to come into that role. He comes in dancing all over the place, banging on the steel steps, doing his entrance as a babyface, but like 10 times more, to the point where it is obnoxious. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching this WWE 2K18 gameplay, and I usually have this run during SmackDown Live, and what the fuck is Jinder Mahal doing on the screen, bro? My God. Holy crap, I'm watching it along with you, and I'm saying, what the fuck is that? Oh my God, they really need to patch this game, but that is besides the point. Sami Zayn came out. I'm all over the place now, because Jinder Mahal's glitching all over the goddamn screen. And this Sunil Singh, which Singh brother was it, against AJ Styles here tonight. But Sami Zayn, he came in dancing all over the place, dancing almost right on top of Shane McMahon. It's absolutely hilarious. But Zayn said he hopes there are no hard feelings between himself and Shane, with Shane saying that Zayn was worried about the physical state of Kevin Owens, but where did that leave Shane's physical state? And on top of Zayn risking Shane being seriously injured, Zayn dragged Shane onto Owens for the pin. So yeah, there are hard feelings. Zayn said that if the competitor Shane McMahon was in that ring right now, he would kick his ass, bro. And Shane McMahon started getting closer and closer to Sami Zayn. Zayn, of course, backed up. He says that he'll do Shane a favor and offer that he and Kevin Owens join the Survivor Series team and lead SmackDown Live along, because he knows Shane wants them on the team, and quite frankly, he would go as far as to say that Shane needs Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on the team. Shane McMahon set Sami straight, saying that he doesn't need Sami nor Kevin, but he's going to be the rightful authority figure here and give Sami an opportunity to get in that match in his matchup tonight. Sami says that it sounds easy, and he asks who his opponent is, with Shane saying that it is the Viper, Randy Orton. Now, clearly, you know who is going to win that matchup, but I mean, Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton was the main event on this show. The show was also teasing the entire night that the Raw locker room would retaliate against the SmackDown locker room. And the entire night, like almost every time we came back from commercial break, they would show the same exit. And it was like a sealed door, and it said exit. And, I mean, they showed that same goddamn still of that door, like, I don't know how many goddamn times, bro. They showed it like at least 5 times here tonight. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. But no, Raw did not attack here tonight, and I'm saying nothing of note. By the end of the show, I was saying nothing of note has really happened yet. So I was thinking, yeah, now I think Raw is going to attack. I was even predicting it on my Raw review last night that the Raw roster was going to attack, but apparently they're saving that for a later date. I'm predicting that if it didn't happen tonight, I think it's happening on the go-home show to Survivor Series, and Raw is just going to completely come in and do exactly what SmackDown Live did to Monday Night Raw, because for the next couple weeks, you're going to have qualifying matches. There was a 2 out of 3 falls match with Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode announced for next week. You had Sami Zayn and Randy Orton being the only qualifying match here tonight. But next week you have 2, because it's going to be Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura next week. And then that 2 out of 3 falls with Roode and Ziggler. And then I'm assuming the next 2 weeks is going to be 2 other matches or 1 other match. And Shane McMahon's going to put himself into the Survivor Series team just like he did for SmackDown last year. And Kurt Angle will do the same for Monday Night Raw. But like I said, SmackDown Live is building towards Survivor Series more slowly. Kurt Angle, he came out last night, and he just had his Survivor Series team ready to go. I like the qualifying matches better. Why not have qualifying matches? Why not use the feuds that you have on SmackDown Live to further what you have going into Survivor Series? It makes no sense to me. I'm also predicting that there's going to be there's got to be at this point, there's got to be some championship matches coming going towards the Survivor Series, because the championships are all in a disarray. You're kind of teasing Charlotte and Natalya. You're kind of teasing, it's got to happen. AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal, you're teasing that. The tag team championship matchup, you already have Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable as your number 1 contenders. I'm wondering when that is going to happen. I'm assuming all those matches are happening on SmackDown Live, and if that was going to happen on SmackDown Live, I wouldn't see it happening a week before Survivor Series. So I'm thinking that's going to happen on that 3rd week, the week after next week, and SmackDown Live might have one of those big shows where they're just having championship matches on that show, and I think that's what they should do going into the Survivor Series, because they do need to get their champion straight as well. I mean, Baron Corbin is your champion going into a matchup with The Miz at Survivor Series. That sounds absolutely atrocious, and I think you can agree with me on that one. He's going against The Miz? The Miz? Baron Corbin versus The Miz? That sounds absolutely dreadful. So right now they have Baron Corbin in a program with Sin Cara. Hopefully they do find Baron Corbin an opponent and somebody who can hopefully go against The Miz. Either that or The Miz loses the Intercontinental Championship. But even then, I'm asking myself, who is The Miz losing the title to on Monday Night Raw? That is a question in and of itself, but definitely do not want to see The Miz versus Baron Corbin. That is a disaster in the making. You can just tell when 2 guys aren't going to gel well in the ring together, and Baron Corbin versus The Miz is exactly that type of matchup. The fact that Baron Corbin is in a goddamn rivalry with Sin Cara right now shows and tells you that story. My God. Anyways, we move on here from the opening segment to the New Day, Kofi and Xavier versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. This match really should have been so much better. I mean, this is a match, if I was saying, you should have had a tournament. You should have had those 4 teams you've seen on SmackDown Live come out a couple weeks ago. You had 2 matches there. The winner of those 2 matches on that SmackDown Live would move on to the next week. They'd move on to the next week, and it'd be the 2 teams that won the week prior against each other. Whoever won that match, which would presumably be Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, would go against the New Day, presumably on this week of SmackDown Live television. And it actually did end up being the New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable this week. And the New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, whoever won that match would go against the Usos on a later date on SmackDown Live. But clearly, that was not the case. Why that wasn't the case, I have no goddamn idea. And now this matchup happened for no goddamn reason. A matchup that's supposed to be goddamn good with a huge commercial break in between and the matchup ending right away. Absolutely ridiculous. So you're telling me here that the New Day can go 30 minutes in a brutal Hell in a Cell match, kendo sticks, chairs, tables, all of the above. You had goddamn instruments. You're telling me they can survive that for a whole 30 minutes, yet a kick to the back, because Shelton Benjamin got a kick to the back on Kofi Kingston. That is enough to pin Xavier Woods. You're kidding me with that one. Sloppy ass, or not even sloppy ass finish. Underwhelming finish. That really doesn't make any sense. This matchup really should have been under better pretenses. But of course not. SmackDown Live looks like shit. And Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin became the number one contenders that first week. And then next week they did some random backstage segment with the Usos. And then this week they're randomly facing the New Day. Makes no goddamn sense to me. The 5 women on the SmackDown roster are in the backstage area wondering about the Survivor Series match. Carmella walks in, adding a 6th woman, asking where Ellsworth is. She has his leash and he's not on it. Daniel Bryan walks in saying all of these women will be in the matchup, and Lana's like, wait, there's 6 women here. And he's like, yeah, not you, Lana. I mean, I agree with that. Nobody wants to see Lana. I don't want to see Tamina either, but Lana or Tamina? Tamina. Anyways, he says that the captain needs to be decided, with Charlotte saying she will do it. She's pretty much like, oh yeah, Brian, I'll do it. I'll do it. And all the women are just like, what the fuck? You? Get the hell out of here. So Daniel Bryan says he has a better idea, and he announces yet another fatal 5-way between the same 5 women we've seen in fatal 5-ways all year to determine number one contenders on SmackDown Live. I think these are the exact 5 women in that Money in the Bank ladder match as well. My God. It's absolutely ridiculous, bro. I think Naomi wasn't in the Money in the Bank ladder match because she was champion. But really, same shit. Oh, my Lord, bro. My Lord. James Ellsworth, we move on to the Fashion Files. James Ellsworth was tied up on the Fashion Files until Carmella comes in and Breezango opens her briefcase to find James Ellsworth's dirty underwear. You gotta be kidding me. They declare a case solved until Ascension, who was standing there, they're drinking gas, by the way. They were drinking gas. And they say, hey, you didn't solve anything. 2B, you saw that thing with the 2B a couple weeks ago, right? Bludgeon Brothers, there's 2Bs in that. It's the fucking Bludgeon Brothers. It's obvious, bro. And really it is obvious because that's the only team on SmackDown Live that they haven't faced yet. The Bludgeon Brothers. You gotta be kidding me with that name, but these goons, Breezango, they're like, oh yeah, there's a silent B in Brothers. You're right. So they declare this to be another case solved, and they say this leads to stranger things. So next week they're doing a stranger things episode on SmackDown Live, because next week is the Halloween episode of SmackDown Live. Oh, giggly shit, bro. We move on here to Baron Corbin versus Sin Cara. The official called this match off and disqualified Corbin. I don't even know why this matchup was happening in the first place last week. It's happening again this week after Sin Cara got a count-out victory over the United States Champion, and now he gets a disqualification victory over the United States Champion. WWE thinks they're clever with this booking. Corbin, he was attacking Sin Cara in the corner relentlessly after Sin Cara was announced the winner by DQ. Baron Corbin hit Sin Cara with an end of days, and you know your storyline is a failure when your heel hits the finisher in a post-match assault and the crowd chants one more time. One more time. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Jinder Mahal comes out to USA chants saying that there are those who speak the truth and then there are those who lie, and Paul Heyman is a liar. Jinder Mahal is on a serious case of crack cocaine, bro. Because this guy's calling Paul Heyman a liar. Everything Paul Heyman said last week is the absolute truth. And listen to this guy speak. Jinder shows what Paul Heyman said last night on Raw and says that unlike that used car salesman, Paul Heyman, he is here to tell us the truth, saying that he has earned and worked up from the bottom to get where he is, saying that he has dominated Randy Orton and out-wrestled Shinsuke Nakamura. He says that now he is at the top of WWE, yet these people don't give him the respect that he gets from the 1.3 billion people of India. He says that he will prove everyone wrong, especially that walrus. That's when AJ Styles comes out for his match with Sunil Singh. Sunil Singh, right? Jinder, he gets taken out. The referee sends him to the back. And AJ Styles has Sunil tapping out with the calf crusher within seconds. Who cares? Do you? No. Do I? No. Does anybody give a crap about any of this? No. Jinder Mahal continues to be awful. He is seriously smoking something, some illegal substance, on top of taking steroids. Now Jinder's smoking illegal substances. Oh my god. This guy really needs to be checked out here, bro. My lord. Because he was on something saying that he dominated Randy Orton and he out-wrestled Shinsuke Nakamura. Give me a break. I love it when heels come out and they say something of truth. Why do you think the Sami Zayn heel turn is so beloved? Because Sami Zayn took the shitty booking that WWE gave him and they successfully turned that shitty booking into proper storyline. They did. And they did it very correctly. But Jinder Mahal just came out here and he started talking absolute bogus things that are not even remotely true. And you could be blind as a bat. You can be deaf as a goddamn, I don't even know. You could be deaf as a bat as well. Or bats actually have a great hearing. But let me stop using that bat expression. You could be deaf as a fucking old guy. The old hobo sitting on your corner, right? You can be blind, deaf, fucking whatever the hell you want to be, bro. You could lose all 5 of your senses and still know that this guy is speaking absolute malarkey. And that's what I absolutely hate about this Jinder Mahal heel turn. Or not heel turn. This Jinder Mahal segment. He's talking things that are not even remotely true and wouldn't be remotely true if we were on Mars, bro. Sami Zayn was jamming to music on his headphones backstage when Kevin Owens walked in, saying that next week he has a qualifying match with Shinsuke Nakamura, with Sami saying that if they can both win their matches, then at Survivor Series, it can be Team Kevin and Sami. And Kevin is like, no, it's going to be Team Sami and Kevin. And I absolutely laughed because as we went into commercial break, Sami Zayn was just started laughing and he was like, this guy. it was just absolutely hilarious. And it was genuine. It felt genuine. That's why I liked it. Anyways, Jinder Mahal walked in furious to Daniel Bryan's office with Daniel guessing that Jinder is furious that AJ Styles won, with Jinder saying that it will be Samir who challenges AJ Styles next week. Who cares? It's going to be Samir next week. Samir's going to lose. And then the next week, it's going to have to be Jinder for the WWE Championship or whatever the hell they want to do. Predictable garbage. Moving on here. Naomi versus Carmella versus Tamina versus Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. WWE actually went with the right winner in this matchup. Becky Lynch won this matchup to become captain of the SmackDown women's team. I enjoy that decision. I think Charlotte should go on to be the SmackDown Women's Champion. I think there should be a matchup between Charlotte and Natalya. And going off of that matchup with Charlotte and Natalya, you then go forward with having Charlotte win. Natalya gets placed on the SmackDown Women's team. And Becky, a babyface, is leading your team anyways, so it's fine. So you got Becky, Naomi, Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella. Fine team. And you have Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss, which is a matchup I'm sure people would much rather see. Dolph Ziggler comes in for an interview saying that he's sure Renee Young has some long, drawn-out question that no one cares about, and he could stand there and blab on, but all they care about is that catchphrase that he says at the end of the promo. So he starts to do the, if you can smell what the Rock is cooking, or some shit like that, right? And Bobby Roode walked in, or after Ziggler starts talking shit about Bobby Roode, saying that he proved everyone wrong, he beat Bobby Roode, yada yada yada. Roode walks in, saying that since they both have a win against each other, he wants to have another matchup with Ziggler, saying he can beat Roode once, twice, which gets Roode to thinking, proposing that they have a 2 out of 3 falls match on SmackDown next week. Ziggler agrees, and Roode gets a feeling that next week on SmackDown it's going to be glorious. So there you go. After the segment, they announced that the winner of the Ziggler versus Roode match would join Team SmackDown at Survivor Series. So I like that. Added stakes to the matchup. They have something to fight for in this matchup, and Bobby Roode is clearly going to win that and go on to the SmackDown team. So I like it. Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn. This was a good matchup. I enjoyed it. And I mean, really nothing too special here. Orton hit all his moves. He was about to win this matchup. Kevin Owens came down and he tried to distract the referee for Sami Zayn, right? Tries to distract the referee. That allows Orton to hit the low blow after Sami Zayn gets a roll-up near fall on Mr. Randy Orton. Owens distracts the ref again. Low blow by Orton. And he makes Orton watch as he hits an RKO. So Randy Orton is going to the Survivor Series. And that was pretty much it. So my predictions for who's going to be on the SmackDown Survivor Series team is pretty much shaping up to be true. Randy Orton. We know Roode is winning next week. We know Nakamura is winning next week. I don't see Kevin Owens being in that matchup if Sami Zayn is left out. Where does that leave Sami Zayn? Matter of fact, if both these guys are left out, where does that leave Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens? I'm questioning in my head where that leaves those two. Maybe Shane McMahon will throw them into a Survivor Series matchup with the New Day is what I'm thinking, because the New Day does not have opponents at the Survivor Series. Maybe they'll do that, but really I do not know where you're leaving Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at the Survivor Series. That is a question I have to ask myself. And with Shane all occupied on this Raw vs. SmackDown shit, really, where does that leave those two? That's my question here. But like I said, nothing addition to SmackDown Live. Really nothing happened here. I mean, mediocre show. I gotta give it a rating 4.5 out of 10. Better than what we've seen on Monday Night Raw last night, because there wasn't as much inaccuracies. There wasn't as much goddamn stupidity in the booking, and that's because they really didn't give themselves a chance to fuck up the writing of this show. But things in the backstage segment still scripted as ever, still forced as ever, still robotic as ever, bro. But I mean, it wasn't as dumb as Monday Night Raw was last night. But Monday Night Raw overall was the more newsworthy show. And really, I'd rather have the show be newsworthy. Not rather be newsworthy than shit, but I'd rather have the show be newsworthy and shit than bland and shit. I really do. But anyways, SmackDown Live here tonight. 4.5, 4 out of 10 rating. Anywhere around there. Not a good show whatsoever. Same thing with Monday Night Raw. Shitty show last night for Monday Night Raw, but that's pretty much it. We continue to go into the Survivor Series. And I mean, if you didn't like SmackDown Live last night, I'm sure that you will like all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Look at those segues, bro. Anyways, make sure to go check out all the other content. Raw review uploaded last night. Pay-per-view review for WWE Tables, Ladders, and Chairs on Sunday. On Saturday, you had Behind the Mic episode number 41. Big news stories there. Kevin Owens and why he got sent home. Roman Reigns, why he wasn't at Survivor Series, or at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, I should say. Same thing with Bray Wyatt, why he wasn't at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. Nia Jax and her leave of absence. We're talking about all the chaos that was going on in the WWE last week. So make sure to go check that out, Behind the Mic, where we talk about all the biggest news in the WWE. Episode number 42 was uploaded last week, so make sure to go check that out, as well as all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, do not know what you are waiting for. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed what you heard here, and of course make sure to comment what you thought of SmackDown Live here tonight, because for now, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, and for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. For now, I will see you all tomorrow for my career, episode number 3.